Well, this is Interstellar Radio. The last of recording of the year with Retro. Today's date is December 30, 2019. Hello there.
Hello, good evening.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right.
Yeah. So, at that last minute, we got some subjects going that we want to talk about. The first one you mentioned was stealth bombers. And I'm going to pull up a quick picture to just get a feel of the subject.
Sure. Yeah, that was like a last minute. I mean, you're asking about subjects and that came to mind. So.
Yeah. Actually, fairly unusual today because I get more subjects today from them more so than something we come up in advance, which is cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at stealth bombers, and the most peculiar thing I see are the shapes. To me.
Mm-hmm.
1 moment. Sorry, you drink water.
Okay. I mean, it's alien technology.
It is. It is
Anybody's
alien.
looking for alien technology, there it is.
It does feel very much. It's very similar to some Archon technology I'd seen in my travels, and it reminds me of one of the Archon.
Zeta.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Zetas when I traveled.
What about Zeta?
Zeta?
Mm-hmm.
I see it operated by Zetas, but the energy signal feels very archonic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a mixture of the two.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Part of our awakening.
Yes.
And part really to scare people.
Well, and also
it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it is. But also, if you look at the shape that draws attention, it does draw attention to itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, for in a cultural sense, so to speak, the stealth bomber is not very stealthy because its shape is known. The shape here is known as for what it is. It's a kind of an iconic military icon, the stealth bomber. So, yes, it is kind of almost a celebrity in its own right for what it means. It's the high technology, the military. So yes, it is used as sort of the alien technology. It is, has both Archon and Zeta signatures to it, but yeah, it is there to bring fear, but also a bit of curiosity, a bit of awareness, to waken us up.
Mm-hmm. Well, plus the military, it's easy to, to bring in technologies to siphon it in. And it is for the awakening, and it's many different reasons for it. Do you think that's a secret space program type of energy?
From the stealth bomber, or?
I don't know. Yeah, for the stealth bomber.
Yes and no. Mostly because it's like they keep the traces still hidden. Oddly enough, I can see it. I can kind of get a feeling for what's inside of there, but not not anything with origins. Only that it has a signature that's very archonic and Zeta. What I'm getting at is the navigation system is Zeta, or the navigation data. It's like a series Zeta computed in.
And the material is more Archon? Or...
Yeah.
Well, the Archons are stealth-like.
Yes, exactly.
They're hidden. So having an aircraft like that makes sense.
But I'm seeing around the point of the ship, two kind of wings. It looks like computers or navigational, or some kind of computers or screens, displays. two systems there. It looks like the center one is a navigational, and that has a lot more Zeta implants, what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of room inside there. It seems like I think the aliens that are on there are Zeta, because there's not too much room for larger amounts of. It seems like Zetas kind of know the technology more, and they kind of fit better within that space on the craft.
Mm-hmm.
So the star isn't any more origin detail. It's blocked. There is some secret space program connection there, but it's not very. It's very hidden and very obfuscated. So it's there, but it's just hard to pin down for me.
Mm-hmm. So it's mostly for public use.
Mostly for military use, yes. It's not very suited for.
Public.
Yeah, it's not suited for anything super advanced, except for in the more mundane military capacity. So, any kind of wars you find on Earth that use just more common or mundane things, yes, this is going to do quite well. But it's not really meant for. It's not meant for content. It feels like it can do, but it's just not meant for it.
They can't. Yeah, it's mostly for. This feels like it's just for scanning and.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Mhm. Yeah. Stuff like that. All right.
Anything else you want to go
into the phone there? It's hard to take up much on it. What's that?
Yeah, we don't have to. We can go to the next topic if you want.
Okay, yeah. Secret Space Program is and it's what I actually heard when I was thinking of topics to do tonight. I heard I think not even a Zeta or Mix of Zeta and Played Influence suggested to do Amazon and the Secret Space Program, and I believe they wanted to talk about the link between the two. And what's interesting is I also heard Amazon Prime.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, so
yeah.
Amazon Prime is connected to this as well. But think about it from this perspective, just to our listeners, that Amazon is so ubiquitous now. It's not just a place to order things online, but it's also connected to, it's connected to your houses. It's connected to your day-to-day life. You have these echoes and you have these drones that deliver things to your house as well. So it's part of it. And they also have Amazon servers on the internet. They use those for web hosting and data storage. And from what I'm feeling is that the Amazon is actually connected to our government and the secret space program. One moment.
Yeah, there's a thing on. If those are, listening to the news a little bit about Amazon lost the contract with the Pentagon to Microsoft, but I was feeling that Amazon was working, with the government secretly, which connects you to the shadow government and all that. So publicly, yeah, they got a hit, but secretly, it's another story. Black budget. It's not like they can tell their investors and stuff like that.
Well, of course, if they're going to do black budget objects, if the government drops something in data or Microsoft, it could be some very meaningless project. At least in the black book perspective, it's going to throw people off the trail. So, oh look, we just went to Microsoft instead of Amazon, so Amazon is not as connected to the government. It's going to throw people off the trail if they're looking for that kind of thing. It's less suspicious. It looks like there's competition.
With the Amazon Echo and getting people talking to AI. Well, even with the phones, but it seems like Amazon is having a heavier impression than Apple is right now.
Yes, well, exactly, because they had a wider variety of technology that's fairly niche.
Yeah.
Of course, Apple had the whole smartphone
They
thing,
know
but that's
more
been out
about
a
people.
while. What's that?
Mm-hmm. They know more about people than Apple does, and
Of course,
Apple can
Amazon
watch
can collect. Yeah.
watch the phone. Yeah.
But people are getting smart to that now, so. And it's not, that takes a lot more data. Like, the whole secret with Amazon is people willingly give them their data, whereas Apple is not so much. Not as much data that way. You know, you don't know how many things that Alexa is doing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have all these things you buy off Amazon.
Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah. People have to get used to get over the whole privacy thing because it's not going away. It's just gotta. I don't know. You don't have to get comfortable with it, but
right.
I mean, when we go forward, people aren't going to worry about it so much.
Yeah.
Because humanity be more open. Because right now we're closed. This is why we have the problems that we have. When we open ourselves up more to each other, you have less problems because you're talking to each other more. So we have a long ways to go.
Yes.
So if there's anything else,
the one impression I did get is that Amazon does handle that as information storage and transformation to the government. Some servers are used by the government. Some of their actually, a lot of their web information goes to the government as well. So if you use a server that's connected to Amazon, that server will transfer data not just to Amazon itself, but to the government in some instances. Not the most intimate details, but more so for it's more conglomerated data. Um, it's more to look at trends more than individual details. And so, yes, you may be looking at data that you may not know that you're really looking at, but it's not personal. It's just more of a larger collection of data. But it's also, if you think about Amazon, it's connected to the secret space program because Amazon's bringing this new technology in. It's getting us used to AI with, Echo. Even robots, because Echo has its own body, so to speak. It's getting us connected to it's shopping online, of course, doing more things on the screen, interacting more with AI. But also, they're bringing in drones, the delivery service. Some of that drone technology, they come from the Secret Space program as well. So Amazon does benefit from the Secret Space program, not just the military, but also corporations in their work with the government because they get this technology and they find ways to use it. It's almost to say to the aliens, hey, look, we have this technology, we're finding ways to use it in less violent ways, maybe we could use this technology responsibly, It's like what they're trying to do is kind of find this, use what they're given to show that they can use it. It's sort of the boast in a sense. And they also want to bring us into the alien age, alien awareness age, I should say. The space age.
Especially when the drones have caused so much. Yeah, drones have caused so much death in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
So, kind of making up for it,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, now we can do it for good.
Exactly.
So, it's one way to test it out.
Because the collective consciousness is now so against war, and the wars are not going to get us further in as far as our collective evolution. It's something going to hold us back of this war. So, of course, if you can use something like this to good for more mundane purposes, then it's better. So more, our government has roots in a lot of corporations as well. And actually, the thing that I've gotten is that Amazon itself is connected to some older lineages. It looks like, hold on, Western Europe, some Western Europe getting, they had some sort of connection to royal lineages or higher class Western Europe. But I'm getting blocked out again.
Amazon, the energies, it's coming from a more upper scale energy, you mean? Or
what I'm seeing is that
royalty?
it's been around. It's been around for a long time. Not at Amazon, of course, but it has a connection to what feels like nobility or royalty in Western Europe. Middle Ages. It has its connection there. I'm feeling like France, but it could also be England. Maybe not France in general, but like a smaller part of France.
The founder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the founder, Jeff Bezos,
Mm-hmm.
is probably connected to, supply and demand of doing that type of thing in his past too.
Yes, of course.
I can feel like he's involved with it. They're the Middle Ages. Like being the boss of it not the one shipping out the stuff, of course.
Well, think about it too. Back in the medieval era, what would you do if you were rich? You'd have things shipped in from other parts of the world, some exotic destinations. And what is Amazon? Amazon rainforest, but an exotic destination that's not easily accessible. So it's kind of yeah. It works in some ways. It may be a stretch, but
yeah. Well, we're going more online, as you can tell. The retailers are probably going to go extinct, except for food. Maybe even that'll find another way of delivering. I mean, people have to get out of their houses eventually. They got to go somewhere. So I don't know if retail's going to go away completely. I guess we'll all go to Walmart.
Walmart, yeah.
Who knows?
Until like the whole world turns into America.
Yeah, we'll just all go to Walmart, hang out there.
I
don't know if you can hear there's music in the background, because I have no power over that. Jeez. Just keep blasting us.
I mean, maybe it's more just turn on our ability to learn to turn off the music. They say that there are people who have learned to switch the lights and traffic lights. So who knows? Maybe someday we can turn on music.
Guess we need it. We need to soothe our souls.
Yeah. Any other questions about the secret space program on Amazon?
Let's at the list for a little bit. You want to go to the next topic?
Yeah. This is another one I've heard of the twin flames they wanted to speak about. I'm going to see if there's a channeling or an entity that wants to speak about this topic. Twin flames or twin souls, so I've heard it. So.
Okay.
Arcturians, I'm hearing them building Arcturians. Okay. It's been a while. I'm going to see if I can bring them in a bit more.
Okay, no problem.
Greetings.
Greetings.
You are the Actuarians.
Greetings. Thank you for coming.
Blessings. Thank you as well for having us. Oh. You
Is this about
understand,
twin
like
flames
to
or
twin planes, but also, in a way, twin suns and twin souls. Some of you may have noticed that there is a second sun, the spiritual second sun. There is a duality, a dynamic within our solar system, our sun. And the same dynamic is within our souls. And some of the third twin flames. One moment, sorry. Who would like to work with you in this energy?
yes?
This,
Jeez.
in 2020,
Get
the
out of
year of the
control now.
twins. Sorry, I'm thinking that it's been some time. There's been some shit in the matrix. You notice that more of this twin flame energy will become prominent within the next year, next 5 years. And you notice you feel this energy. It feels a connection to someone. Or even you feel this connection to your son as well, as it shares this two suns together. You will start to feel not just connection with other people, but connection inside yourself. As you are reconnecting to a higher part of yourself. You're bringing energy from the higher sources into your lower chakras. Opening your heart as well. You'll find more of that peaceful belonging, not just with others, but inside yourself. So it is time to awaken more of that twin flame energy inside yourself. Divine masculine, divine feminine. You'll find the right moment. We encourage you to speak to each other, sharing more, speaking more with others, reaching out to those you feel a likeness to. Realize that twin flames, soulmate energy, that's kindred spirit energy, is not always romantic, but it's a connection both within yourself, with other people, into the central sun, into the galaxy. It is a connection of life. It is a connection to your higher being as well. More energy will come in this way from the sun. So it is finding the twin flame within you, the twin souls. Finding a moment. Then as you connect deeper with yourself, you'll notice your twin flame will come. Let's see. The one that you are here to spend some time with. They will come. It'll come when You are most ready for it. So if you are looking for that energy, realize it is inside you, but also inside of others. It is a shared experience. It is a shared connection with the hearts. That is it. As we are all one and connected within our galaxy. We are all connected around the sun. Hold on, I need to reground a minute. Yes, as we speak, you feel a golden light. We are assisting you and helping you in this time of transformation. A violet and golden light. Sorry, I'm getting more visual information now. Uh, any questions? Hello?
No, just wherever you want to go, whatever you
Okay.
want to do.
I'm getting a bit more of the visual feedback as well than verbal at this moment. But that's just like that was the
Okay.
main message. So if you had
Okay.
any questions, we could go from there.
Yeah, we can go to the next subject if you want.
Okay. Lessons.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm a bit rusty on that.
Okay.
Um.
I'm distracted by the rock music next door, so
Oh
do the
yeah.
best we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The rhythm and blues that's going on right now.
Yes.
So wherever you just
I
continue
believe the next
on.
one I want to bring in is Mother Earth as well.
Okay. You want to do China first or Mother Earth?
We'll bring China first, and then I'll see if we have time for Mother Earth.
Okay. Okay.
We should, actually, now that I say that, we can do Mother Earth first, because we should always have time for her. I thought someone said, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll go there first. Reading child. This is Mother Earth. This one is. I'm curious about the wildfires and weather phenomenon. There's been much rain in parts of the Earth now. But you see. Sorry, hold on a moment. It's on the ground. It's doing much healing. There are parts of the Earth, like Australia right now, that are struggling with wildfires, and realize there are some areas that may be struggling at this moment, but it is a cleansing process. even though it is painful, even though it may seem very violent and hopeless sometimes, just know that it is a cleansing process. Just know that there's a call for help in Australia at this moment. Weather manipulation, fires, I believe that's what I think say right now is that with the request I think is to focus on if you focus on bringing healing to the earth. It seems like there are places that need at this moment where there are differences. That I've been reading about Australia and they're having a bunch of the fires out now, and that's what I believe they've been concerned about. I think that's what she wanted to say is that if you are doing any kind of earth work or earth healing work, it's like Australia, it's needing it right now. I apologize, I'm getting a lot of blockages today. Any questions?
Oh, this is still Mother Earth? Or
It is it's a me right now. It's just retro right now, but
sorry.
I believe
I had all that music on there.
Yeah.
They finally turned it off. Maybe.
But I feel like
what does she say
the
about
impression I'm getting at the moment. Sorry. I just wanted to clarify.
What is she saying about? Yeah, go ahead.
The impression I was getting is that the healing process is being used almost against her in Australia at this moment. A lot of the purging is kind of being drawn out to be a bit more dramatic than it needs to be. A lot of the burning, the fires in the rain have been extended to be more chaotic than she would have intended because of think an interference from the it's like reptilian, but also some shadow government. And I apologize for my difficulty in channeling that I'm getting some blockages, that I'm getting more visual information than auditory. So yes, did you have any questions? I'm sorry.
I don't know if they say anything about 2020.
Yes, I'm getting a feeling of little regrowth. There's going to be some, not to say there's a break from it, but it'll be less dramatic than 2019 was. At least in some areas, but seeing some regrowth, especially in Amazon. I'm getting a picture right now of like a leaf that just kind of like a sapling. So I feel like it's going to be slightly balancing out. And it's just going to be starting this 2020, or the one that balances out in some degrees. But it's going to be a very mild regrowth period.
Say Amazon, I mean like the company or the Amazon forest?
The forest, sorry. And the places that have been hit by fires. I'm feeling there's going to be more floods in some areas next year. But I believe the places that have been struck by fires will be experiencing a lot more of the regrowth. It'll only be starting this year. It'll be fairly mild, but it's just the process is starting. It's kind of seeds are sprouting. The seeds of future are starting. And these plants, of course, will carry the new vibration of where we're supposed to be heading. But what it feels like is some of the fires, especially in places like Australia, are being somewhat turned up by outside influences.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it is a natural process, it's kind of like um, it's sort of like having a wound reopened and not being able to fully heal. That's the impression I was getting.
Okay.
Again, right now I'm not getting as much auditory
Okay.
information as visual.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Next topic was China, correct?
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to speak first about China and space. And the first impression I got was Mars.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yes, considering that China is planning to send a satellite to Mars, feels like it's going to be the start of the. It's a relatively small satellite, the 2020 or the early 2020s. Um, but from what I'm gathering, it is going to be gathering intelligence and able to make plans for the future. I do feel like there is going to be much more orbital, orbital, sorry, orbital infrastructure around Mars by China. Um, they'll send data from Mars to places around Earth. Yes.
What do you even think about? Do you think people are already? What do you feel about people already being on Mars right now?
I'm seeing yes and no. Um, I'm starting to get the impression that there are spacesuits or beings in spacesuits that have been on Mars, but not so much people. At least not publicly, of course. But
Of course not.
I feel like there are some androids on Mars. Um, and at least that's part of what China is planning is to put more androids on Mars as well. So they are planning on getting uh, satellites around Mars to collect data in order to put androids around. It is there to. It's not there to do much other than to gather information, kind of act as scouts. But it's also there in a sense to. It's part of the next space race, so to speak. So back in the 1900s, the 60s and such, there's a race between Russia and the United States, on the moon, and now China is attempting to put more things on Mars to kind of make that the next goalpost. So it is a reignition of the space race in a sense.
Who do you think is more advanced with space? United States, Russia, China?
But now China, but I feel like Korea might actually, South Korea, will actually be up there fairly soon. I feel like South Korea will not only be putting astronauts out there, but they're also developing technologies for space. It's kind of like in the movies, like in the future, South Korea is very heavily advanced. It's like a Cloud Atlas. If you've seen that, where they had Neo Soul.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's the future of this Korea in this timeline. So Korea is going to be they're not the most industrial in the sense of building rockets or building engines and fuel systems, but they are going to be the masters of computers and robotics.
Yeah, it's filling robotics.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna. That's what they're gonna. And the more robots you have,
And they have
more
small
you win.
craft
You
as
can
well.
say.
Yeah. I'm thinking a lot of small crafts.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, conventional space technology, China is taking the lead now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
China, in a sense, is going to be the new Russia, or the new Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as technological advancements, soon South Korea will be the one to beat.
No, or Samsung.
Yeah, and they'll work mostly with the West, I'm feeling. Although they will sell technology to China, at least for security reasons. They're like, here, have some of this technology. You can see we're not making anything that's, threatening or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this will kind of scare North Korea, of course. Because they'll get better at anti-missile. Well, with the United States help in their technology development, of course, because if you think about it, all the countries that working together, the Western countries like South Korea, and the United States, and parts of Europe, they all have their specialties. So of course, it's United States is known as the military place because they have all the military technology, but the United States works with a lot of different countries and different companies, so it's more of a specialty thing. So South Korea will be working more on robotics and software. That'll be their sort of prestige. And then combining with America's prestige and the military equipment, of course, it's going to look a lot more dependent on each other. So I do see that with the South Korea's advancement, it's going to be kind of a threat to North Korea.
Mm-hmm. What about China and Hong Kong? What do you see with that?
One moment.
You're trying to take over Hong Kong?
In a sense, yes, but what I'm actually feeling is that with Hong Kong's connection both to China and to the rest of the world, and actually this is what China is partly afraid of, that Hong Kong will eventually have the cultural victory, in a sense. Hong Kong will have more influence on China than China can on Hong Kong in the long term. In more of a cultural sense. So, yes, China wants to control Hong Kong, but it's more of a. In a sense, I feel like China wants to have an outsider Hong Kong versus integrating it fully. Because once you integrate Hong Kong fully, that kind of culture and that lifestyle and that information is going to spread to the rest of China and it'll bring new ideas into China that could be threatening. Whereas right now it's controlled, and China wants more control. So it's almost a national security issue for the Chinese government. That's why they are.
Makes sense.
That's why we're putting the Iron Gauntlet on when it comes to Hong Kong. Yes. Any other questions?
Yeah, makes it perfect. Yeah. What about North Korea? Where do you think that's going?
Moment. I'm seeing North Korea losing territory. Strangely enough. Yes. It looked like, Yes, especially if things get worse there. See, I see the North Korean government is kind of in a catch-22 because they can either let people starve or die, or become weakened as people and not and in line they wouldn't be able to defend the country very well, or they can open themselves up. Uh, so they're in a catch-22 because they could lose their hegemony by the people being weakened and starving, and then possibly protesting, or not being able to defend themselves in the war, or they can lose their hegemony by opening up. So I feel like either way, there is a huge potential of North Korea losing its turf, the government losing its turf. And what I see,
you think South Korea is going to take over, or who do you think is going to take over?
one minute. I'm not sure I'm seeing what on. Yes, I see South Korea taking a large part of the more populated areas, but it's not quite certain what's going to happen to the more rugged parts of North Korea. I do see China having some interest in it, of course, but China is also aware that if it takes too much, it's going to be seen as a bigger threat. And there are different things that China has on board right now, like South China Sea, the Spratly Islands kind of thing. So China's already gaining notoriety. So if China claims part of North Korea, that may become a problem for them. So I feel like the actual fate of much of North Korea is still undecided. But I do believe that South Korea is going to gain some territory back. So what I do see, there's going to be more autonomy within the North Korean land when it gets divided up. So I see as it takes time for North Korea, or the North Korean, so to speak, to build back up, there's going to be a lot more resources going in and a lot less coming out than you would see for the average territory of South Korea. So of course, it seems like it's a bit muddy right now. It's not. It could go different ways, but I do see North Korea losing territory and South Korea gaining territory. Anything else?
I don't know. Any other topics you want to go into before we wrap up?
1 moment. I'm not picking things at the moment, so I feel like we might be good to go at this point. So we are free to wrap up unless you have anything you want to address.
No, it feels like we'll have more to go into next year. What it seems like. So, all right. Yeah. All right. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Yes.
We'll be back next Sunday. I think we'll be back on schedule unless something doesn't happen. So, all right. Much love, everyone. Good night.
Much love.